You know, in undergrad, I was an English major, and I feel like that's where most of my creativity is stemming from now. But I did start writing a book, and if that book ever ends up being completely written, my protagonist of the series would 100% use chains as his main weapon. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tim. If you are new to this series, it's basically where I'm taking your feedback from Instagram and of course YouTube to basically curate this really epic cinematic series that hopefully turns out really nicely in the end. So make sure you are following me on Instagram where I am most active and I'm asking for a lot of your feedback and opinions on like different costumes, different things our heroes should wear. So far you've chosen Poseidon's trident as our hero's main weapon. And then I asked you guys, okay, well, do you want our hero to be more defensive by holding Athena's shield, or dual wielding a second weapon, which is Kronos' chains? Majority vote says Kronos' chains, which I think works out really well because chains are gonna look very, very dramatic in comparison to a shield. So before I show you a couple of clips from the shoot, the major takeaways I got from this are properly composing your shot, and by that I mean making sure every single clip is something that looks really good and something that is very, very clean, something that's going to help tell the story is so much more important than fancy transitions or different kinds of effects. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably gonna have plenty of that by the end video, but when you have a properly composed shot, it's just so satisfying and looks so much better. And a lot of times you don't even need any kind of fancy effects as long as you have a shot that makes sense, a shot that is properly composed, things that just look nice. On top of that, when you have properly composed shots, it gives your audience time to really think about your ideas and storytelling. So here I'm gonna show you a couple of quick shots. I'm not gonna show you everything, of course, or else you're gonna see the whole entire video before the premiere, but I do want to show you an example of the type of shots that I got from this sequence. So one big goal, or actually a personal goal for me while making this video, is I really want every single second of this video to make sense and to look good. I want every single shot to be curated, not like I haven't done that in the past, but I really want to tighten up the focus and kind of really elevate that B-roll that I've been doing to make sure that every single second is done with purpose and for a reason. So I'm shooting through the chains, that way it gives me options to, maybe I want to mask through the chains in the end. I'm panning to the side of chains, so it gives me the option to at least mask that transition as I move forward. It also makes it look way more cinematic when you have a foreground that's just kind of moving along with your shot. But either way, the biggest takeaway is that you are shooting for the edit. So you want to give yourself a lot of options as you are filming. For masking, you want to make sure there's a lot of variety of shots. You want to make sure each shot is very, very nicely composed. One major thing that I thought of right away when I saw Kronos, and that was to do still wool photography. So if you're not familiar with still wool photography, you're basically taking still wool, you're putting it in like a metal whisk, and then lighting it on fire. And of course, you are making sure that you have proper gear, goggles. You are in a safe environment in order to do this. And then, this is how you get this kind of photo. So let's talk about how to compose the shot a little bit. I had a green patio chair, which was nice because if you've seen those outdoor patio chairs, they have like these little slits within the chair. So what's nice is that I can take those chains and then drape them across all those slits, so that way you have nice foreground, background, mid-ground separation. Secondly, that's when I took the still wool and I tried a lot of different motions. One, I did a lot of them where they were swirling, but more so I wanted to use the still wool to accent the chains that are drifting in the background with those vertical strokes. That's what I did there. And that's actually what I ended up going with the final shot. And then boom, we get a flippin' epic picture like this. But at the same time, you just have to make sure it also makes sense. Like, you don't want to overuse any photography technique, but that's why I kind of try to use it sparingly. That way, that effect still lasts for people when they see it. It's like, oh wow, this is unique and different. It just goes to show that you just gotta make the most of what you have, and that's totally fine. So that was episode 2 of building a cinematic series with you when we're talking about Kronos. Next up, I am definitely gonna go to the beach and find some caves in order to film Hades. So until next time, I'll see you guys at the beach.